Good morning, welcome back to a brand new video. Today is a good day because I'm currently on Miracle Mountain, but not for long, because I am heading down to my new property to start work clearing the raw land, and I couldn't be more excited. It's an absolutely beautiful day for it as well. Just look at that, stunning weather. Going back to England, I definitely realised how much I take the amazing weather here in Portugal for granted. Come on then, chickens, out you come. Come on then, guys, what are you waiting for? Why are you taking so long? Ever since I bought this new property, I've been super excited to get onto that section of land that I'm going to be working this morning on my tractor, because I know I can make a huge difference cutting in the trails and clearing the broom and brush and brambles really quickly. Good morning, goaties. Are you ready to come out? You're going to follow me up to the house, yeah? Oh, look at this. They're back friends again. No more headbutting each other. I'm telling you, Matilda nearly got the knockout last time. But look at this. It's like a completely different scenario. Oh, was that good? You being friendly again? Yeah? There we go, that's the chickens and the goats, free to roam all day, wherever they like. Come on, I've got an assignment for you today. So what I want you to do is work all the way around the banks of the lake, so it's less work for me to do, all right? So if you keep coming and you work all the way along the water's edge. So now the goats know their assignment. It's time to head down to the workshop and get the tractor fired up. Hopefully it does fire up, because I have been charging the battery, but the battery is definitely on its way out, so I need to get a new one. I've just not had time, to be honest, to go out to the store where I need to pick one up from, because it's not close at all. So yeah, let's go down, hope it starts, and crack on with some work. I'm actually really excited about this, so I'm going to catch you down there. I just want to jump straight on the tractor and get on with it. My heart enough, my strong enough, I feel it, I'm coming up. My heart enough, my strong enough, I feel it, I'm coming up. Waking up, heart's been in a cage. One becomes the next one gone. Walking out upon the stage, I want to feel it, and I still believe it. You're about to see that I'm not the man who you thought I'd be. My heart enough, my strong enough, I feel it, I'm coming up. My heart enough, my strong enough, I feel it, I'm coming up. I'm running through the valley, I ran through the pain, and nothing left to lose. All I feel is gain. Never did it for the money, and I don't need fame. The diamonds all around me telling me their name. So it's going really well so far. You can probably see the difference behind me. I'm going to show you right now, but so far it's coming along really well. The tractor is an absolute beast, and it's ripping through the brambles like it's nothing, the broom like it's nothing. Some of the broom trees are probably 8 to 12 feet high, and I can just plow them down with the front loader bucket and then go over them with the chain brush cutter, and it absolutely just demolishes everything. It's perfect for this kind of work. So here's the main entrance to the raw section of land that I've just started clearing, and I'm going to put a gate just here where that opening is, just to keep anyone off, any vehicles or whatever. I need to get some big gate posts. I've already got the gate, so I can probably get on with that fairly soon. Now this has opened up nicely and is really clear. But guys, look at this. It's a massive difference. It's such a big area. It looks so much bigger. This would be perfect grazing land for the goats as well. Obviously, it's going to need fencing, but essentially over here is what it was like before, and now it's just a massive opening, a really big, fairly flat area. It's a little bit bumpy, but I can sort that no trouble with the digger if I want to flatten it out. But look at this, it's absolutely brilliant. I'm finding lots of oak trees, so I did my best to make sure that I didn't plow down any oak trees, but there's also some really nice established trees here already. Before I carry on working, I want to thank BetterHelp for being the paid partner of today's video. You know, when you catch yourself repeating the same patterns, whether it's overthinking, avoiding hard conversations, or just getting stuck in your own head, and you think, why do I keep doing this? Well, I've tried all the usual stuff like journaling, podcasts, even telling myself that I'll just do better next time, but some habits feel too deep to untangle on your own. And lately I've realised that breaking those cycles usually takes more than willpower, takes a bit of guidance, and that's where therapy can really help. Having someone trained to see what you might be missing makes a huge difference, and BetterHelp is on a mission to make starting therapy much easier. They'll connect you with a credentialed therapist who's trained to listen and give helpful, unbiased advice. You just fill out a quick questionnaire, you get matched, and you can switch therapists at any time at no extra cost. Click the link in my description or go to betterhelp.com/the indieprojects to get 10% off your first month of therapy with BetterHelp. There's a lot of fuel management needing doing on this property, but I've just finished cutting the main trail through this land, so now I can get all the way from the top to the bottom really easily on the tractor. Could just about squeeze the UTV through here. There's a few bits of fine tuning I need to do, but I'm actually looking really forward to it. There's some big trees that need felling, and there's a lot of firewood, so that's really good, but also a lot of established trees that are really healthy and doing great. So I have flattened this whole area, which actually is looking really nice. If I just spin around here, you'll see how nice and shaded and green it is as well. I wanted to get up on the terrace up here because there's another big area that needs cleaning, but I think I'm gonna have to bring the excavator down and work a trail into there so I can actually get the tractor up there. I'm not gonna lie, it was a little bit sketchy on the tractor creating this trail down to where I am right now, which is by the spring. It's just, you know, when stuff is overgrown, you have to get off the tractor. It's best to walk it first, see if there's any like hidden dips or drop-offs or anything that could flip the tractor over, and then just go really slowly. Make sure your brush cutter is low to the ground. Keep your front bucket as well of your front loader right low to the ground, so if for any reason you've got a lower center of gravity, and if you were to tip, it would essentially hit on the brush cutter and that would be a support. And also if it was to tip the other way forwards, your front bucket is close to the ground enough that it's not going to roll. So all of these things are super important when you're developing raw land on a tractor or an excavator, because things can go bad very quickly if you don't know what you're doing. So I know it was very hard to see last time, but I've opened up this area and you can see the water flowing through these bushes really nicely actually. There's a lot of water there, so I'm very excited what I can achieve with this water. So that's the spring, and then if I spin around, you'll be able to see how much this area has now opened up, where I can just freely walk all the way through. So like I said, I'm at the spring and it's really nice and wide. You can see right there is probably cleared about, I'd say 8 meters wide, which is good. It obviously gets narrower because there's some tricky areas that I really had to work hard to navigate, because it doesn't come across on camera, but there's lots of steep sections and sketchy areas. There's a stream that runs all the way down the side just here. So just there, I decided to go down there first and see what that trail would do, because it was straight. It was really straight. And I was like, that would be a nice trail, but it was far too close to the riverbed. So I did one pass through there and then decided to come this way around this tree that sits in the middle, that I imagine I'll keep that tree in the middle because it's really nice. Also, look at these oak trees. These oak trees are really growing up nicely. They're looking very healthy, which I'm really excited about. So I'll make sure I protect them from any wildlife that wants to chew on them. There's also another big oak tree just there on the right hand side, but obviously I need to come down with the chainsaw and whatnot and clear up the path. But look at this. It's a really nice winding trail now, all the way to the top of the property, which is really good because I can start to plan some other things down here sooner than I imagined. I wasn't sure how much I was actually going to have to clear this morning to be able to get down there, but yeah, it went really, really nicely. So I'm just approaching the top now, and you'll be able to see the big open area that I started with over here. So there's a massive area for all sorts of things that I can do up here, and the middle section here is all woodland, but a lot of it is covered in all of this brambles and broom. So I just need to chip away at it day by day, get that cleared, then I can get in there really nicely and start logging the areas that need logging and stacking up firewood, probably for the winter after next. I've just arrived down at my new property. I'm on the raw piece of land and I need to fell some trees and help open up that path, because at the moment the trail, it's not enough to get the UTV down to where I want it. So it needs widening, it needs some trees cutting down, and that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm just warming up the chainsaw behind me and then I'm gonna wander down there and get straight on with it. I've just found somewhat of an easy trail to get down to where I'm gonna be working this morning. And it's kind of clear because this is the route that the wild boar take through here. And you can see in this opening, there's lots of stones on the ground there with a little bowl. And then to the left-hand side, there's two really big branches. So what the previous owners would do in this area is they would fill that bowl full of corn in the ground, and then they would cover it over with stones and branches. And then when the wild boar come through, because they're baiting them into this particular area, they would be up on a scaffolding and they would shoot the wild boar from the scaffolding while they're working their way through the food. So the plan of action is to clear and create a little bit of space around the base of this massive pine tree. And if I tilt the camera up, you'll be able to see the size of it. It's absolutely massive, and it splits off into two about midway, which is always a little bit sketchy when you're felling a tree. You need to be careful and make sure you know where that's going. Essentially, the tree has a massive lean to it, and you can see that it's been eaten alive and fungus has started to grow on it, so it's fully dead. There's big holes in here. The bugs have got to it after the fire, so it needs to go. So that couldn't have gone any better than I had hoped. Like, I know my ability is good, but I had 3 different trees in a triangle to contend with. And this tree had obviously the double branch coming off the top, and them kind of trees can move very differently to just a normal tree that goes straight up with no limbs coming off midway. So you're not really sure where the weight is. Also, when a tree is burnt and dead, it moves differently because it's a lot lighter than a living tree. It's dead standing, so it's had time to dry out, so it can move differently, but it landed in the absolute perfect spot. And I'm pretty sure I only managed to damage one branch of one of the trees. So you can see here what I'm dealing with, and essentially this tree is just rotten. You can see the bark just comes off and splits apart so easily, and if I come around the other side, you'll be able to see where all of the bugs have been eating this tree constantly since the fire, and all of that there is just wet sawdust that the bugs have created by chewing the first layer of the tree. So there's definitely some usable parts. I could probably mill this tree because there'll be some decent bits in the middle. Like if I show you just here, the bugs have got to about there, so you've still got all of this to play with and mill if I wanted to. To get an idea of size of the tree, that's my hand. I've got massive hands, and that's the size of the tree. So what I'm going to do now is just walk along it and have a look and see what we're working with, because it's created a nice gap that I can actually walk through and on top of the tree. You can see where it splits off here. So like I mentioned, it splits off very early on. So that is why I was concerned about the weight, and also the big splits. Anything can happen when you have big splits on a dry tree like this. That could just at any point just snap and go a completely different way. So you have to be very careful. This is not a joke. This is not something that you should mess around with. If you do move to Portugal, get some advice on how to do this, because you don't want to make a mistake. I'm just round the other side, and damage control worked absolutely perfect, because I hate to take down another tree felling a dead tree. The last thing you want to do is fell a dead tree and kill a live tree. So all that's happened is one of the limbs of the tree has snapped, and that's it. So I can clean that up. Check it out. So you can see the tree in the distance there, and it's just hit this tree here. So you can see the main part of the tree is here. That's the part that is thriving. This part was going to come off anyway. I was going to take this out to make sure all of the energy goes to this part of the tree, because that is the part of the tree that is doing really nicely and has plenty of leaves on it and seems to be doing well. And then there's a smaller section here, and it's just snapped that tree just there, well, the branch or the limb. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take that down from the bottom there. I am super happy with that. I'm just walking through these ferns into a wider area so I can actually talk to you guys, but it feels like a pretty monumental day, to be honest. Like, first of all, the tractor on here, cutting trails, making access and clearing up the land. And now I've managed to drive the UTV on for the first time and cut down some of the biggest trees in this woodland that needed to go. So I've made huge progress. But a load of pine cones are dropped off the tree, and they're brilliant natural fire starters, and that gave me a bit of an idea. So I am now back on Miracle Mountain, and I'm losing light quickly, but I've got room for one more task today. It's been a super productive day, but I was going on about natural firelighters, so I'm going to create some of my own. You can see behind me my house here on Miracle Mountain, and my new house, the main source of heating is through a wood burner. I have loads of these pine needles along the path that need clearing anyway, and they're really amazing, to be honest, to get fire started. When they're dry like this, they go up in flames like anything. So I'm just gonna essentially just pick them up like that, bundle them, tie a bit of natural twine or whatever around them, and then that can go straight in the fire, and that will get a fire going, no problem. No need for petrol fire starters or spending money on the natural fire starters from the store. So this stuff is natural twine, and it's really strong, so you can tie it. So all I need to do is bundle this up together like so, and just tie this around, loop it, and then this can go directly in the fire, no problem. And seriously, it goes up like crazy. There we go, one done. I'll do probably about 50 of these, to be honest. They're really quick to do, really easy, and it's all natural, and it's on the land. Like, there's no point spending money on firelighters when you've got everything you need right here on the property, about 100 meters from the house. It has just started to rain, quite hard in fact. This is the first rain I've seen in a long time, all summer. But Ginjey Bear is here and she's hiding out the rain in the UTV. How you doing, mate? I love you so much. You're such a beautiful cat. You really are. Everyone absolutely loves you. You've travelled all over the world and I'm really going to miss you. I really am going to miss you. You're beautiful. So that was actually quite a big flurry of rain, which is really good. It should have rained in early September and it just didn't happen, but we don't complain. The rain is here and next week looks like there's going to be a ton of rain. So that's really good for the land. It means the lake's going to fill up. What's not so good is Ginjey Bear is leaving Miracle Mountain and she is going back to England with Bee, and I've spent the last couple of weeks just spending time with Ginjey, saying my goodbyes, feeding her lots of treats and really just reminiscing on the good times me and Ginjey had. Like, we travelled all the way around Europe and she was such a legend and is a legend of a cat. She's the most fluffy, softest cat there ever is. So it's going to be really sad. It's hard to say goodbye to her, to be honest. It really is. I fly back to England tomorrow. I'm going to give Bee plenty of space, so I'm not here when she arrives. She can do her thing, pack up all of her belongings. She can take her leopard gecko Lenny and she can take Ginjey as well, and that's it. I will probably never see Ginjey again in my life, which is really sad to think about. But like I say, I'm just remembering the good times that me and Ginjey had together. And, you know, she's really started to actually bond with the other cats in the last 6 months, but she would definitely prefer to be on her own. So it's not a bad move for Ginjey. I think she'll really enjoy kind of living out the rest of her years just being alone and just having space on her own, because the other cats, you know, they're quite I don't know, I wouldn't say aggressive, but they're very playful and like very boisterous. So I think Ginjey would just rather lie down all day, potter around and just live her life, just completely relaxing. There's ups and downs with this kind of thing. It would be really sad to see Ginjey go, but it's just what has to happen. And yeah, I just have to come to terms with that. Thank you once again for all of the support. It really does mean the world to me. I hope you've enjoyed seeing me get some work done on the raw land of my new property. I can't wait to show you all of the crazy ideas I have for down there and follow along to see them implemented. Right, I'm off because I need to pack my bag, find my passport and basically leave in the middle of the night and head to Porto Airport. And then I'll be back in England. Probably enjoy some fish and chips while I'm there. Thank you once again for watching and I'll catch you on the next video.